Hey guys, this is Hank here. Hank gets new things, another episode, another sack of games. So, here's what's different about this recording. I'm going to show you the games I got and different peripherals and whatnot, and then I'm going to go into a rant about how I feel about play and trade. So, it's kind of a two-in-one package. So, starting off, again, they're having buy two, give them free, whatever. So, definitely save quite a bit of money. Flashback for the Sega Genesis. Think of it as the granddaddy of games like LA Noire. The whole storytelling thing, except it's like how point and click is, except you're controlling the character and it goes along and whatnot. So it's that whole kind of thing. Next, Lost Vikings. Lost Vikings is your platforming puzzle kind of thing. You have three characters with three different types of abilities and skill sets, which you use and swap between to get through stages. Wipeout 64 for the Nintendo 64. Pretty much your whole F-Zero-esque kind of game that originally started off on PlayStation, hilariously enough now on Nintendo 64, with a pulsing ass soundtrack that still made it to the Nintendo 64. Next off, Abadox for NES. If you like games like Gradius and whatnot, it's kind of side-scrolling chump, if you will, as this individual, which seems to look like a astronaut, is going inside of this organic planet, Abadox. So it gets pretty icky. Definitely fun. Like I said, if you like Life Force, you'll like this game. The soundtrack is actually quite nice. Creepy and pulsy with a beat. Next off, Dragon Spirit, the new legend, which is somewhat of, I guess, a reimagining of Dragon Spirit. Also, I guess they couldn't exactly emulate correctly or exactly how the arcade version was, so they kind of did like a newish kind of one, which isn't that bad. I haven't played enough to truly judge it, which I will. I like the cover art though, and Bandai has something to do with it. And next off, Xevious for NES. Xevious is over the top kind of shump. I guess you can call it shump. Very slow pace. That's my only slight problem with Xevious, but it's still fun. Again, just the ship literally moves like you're taking a shit after eating 3 blocks of cheddar cheese. But the game is still fun. So altogether, I got this for about 12-ish bucks. And next up, I had went across the street to GameStop and got this for like $3. So altogether, I spent like $15. Which is great. I got this for my 3DS because it was either that or get a plastic case, which I wanted the plastic case, but they wanted like $15 for it, and I'm like, no. And hey, what you got there? And they're like, oh, this case. I don't know if it'll fit on the 3DS. And I'm like, try it on. And it's like, oh shit, it fits, and it has 3 slots for games. And I'm like, fuck yeah. So I got it. Now, on to the whole thing about play and trade. Whole reason I don't like them, when I like them, and how that changed. Not necessarily in that order. So the whole thing is, play and trade used to be good when they first started off because they had classic games and they allow more, like slide a little bit more money in trade, and you could trade in old games to get more money so you can buy newer games while old game collectors can go there and buy the stuff. Right? Started off great. Time passed. New managers here and there. Greed started kicking in. Or the store's dying, one or the other. Point is, you have assholes that work there now, and you have prices that don't make much fucking sense. That's over the top and high. I understand rates of how high a game is. They do not, in any real type of way, respect sticker price, Unless you're looking for a game that's already high in price, then it doesn't really fucking matter. But then there's some games that are high in price, but they're higher there. For example, okay, it's understandable. You get Project Justice, right? Project Justice is about $50 to $60, right? 60 in the original case. 50 to 40 outside of that case. But Rival Schools, the game that came out before it, should not be that price. There is like absolutely no type of excuse for that whatsoever. For example, Parasite Eve 1 and 2. You could probably get those two together for like about $40. 30 or 40, depending on where you shop. They should not be 40 to 30 a piece. That doesn't make sense. Or, for example, Street Fighter Alpha 2. Street Fighter Alpha 2 for Super Nintendo to be exact. The Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter Alpha 2 should not go past $15. Why? Because yes, it's Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, but unless it's in the box, it's not going to be that high in price because the game is actually quite honestly shitty. Just saying. So in other words, they jacked their prices up to unmentionable, just asinine prices. And some of the people there are just complete and total jackasses. Only reason I went there is because I was at Walmart at the time, so I could walk across the street, see if there's anything rare, and there's like only like 7 games left that I would actually buy there and never go back there ever again. So, that's my video.